Okay, so the last and final way to erase backgrounds shall begin now. So again, you know the drill, unlock the layer. What I'm gonna go ahead and do, there's a few ways you could rotate this. If you click Command T, these guides come up, and you can always just hold Shift and rotate it like that and hit Enter. Or you could come up to Image rotation, and then do 180 degrees. So again, a few ways to do it. So now, a few interesting things. You'll notice we have a nice solid white color, and then you have this carpet as well. So again, based off what I've showed you, a few different ways to combat this. I could use the quick selection tool to select the entire hoodie, select the inverse, and just boom, we're done. Look how fast that was. I accidentally got the champion logo, but again, it's very, very simple once you understand how this stuff works. Or I could use the quick selection tool to select, again, holding down Shift so I can get it all, select all the white, get rid of that, and then go in with the eraser and start getting all the blue out. See, look how fast I'm moving. Like, once you understand how this stuff works, it's, again, I'm going to keep saying this. It's just creative problem solving. I have something I want to do. I want to get rid of this background for this hoodie so I can put an even cooler background in and then put this on my website. How can I do that? What are the steps I need to take? And then you just go for it. See, look how fast that was. Boom, 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 and I'm basically done. Then I'm going to go in, make the brush smaller. You'll be flying through this by the time this is all over. You know, I also was using this method because I opened up a Depop page to sell like a lot of my old clothing. I called it Onwards Thrift Store. If you have a Depop, go check it out, Onwards Thrift Store. And what I would do is exactly what I'm doing here. Is I would take photos of the garments on the same background. It's just a giant photo I got from the North Face store. And you fold it, and that's just the back side of it, just like, you know, white cardboard. And then I take the photos on there because it's easy to get rid of the background. And I would come in, do this, save them, and then upload them to Depop as product photos. I got a ton of them, and that's what I do every time. It's the easiest way I've found to do it. Okay, let's get these little bits done. Again, I'm not sure if it's all the way clean, so I'm going to go ahead and add the solid color background. Let's make it dark. Pull it behind. That's fine. I'm not worried about that. All these little white lines, you're not really going to be able to tell when it's all done. So like if I change it to like a different color, you can't even tell that they're there. Cool. Okay. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to come up to image or canvas size rather, and this is actually a giant, so I'm gonna go ahead and just make this. Let's make it 10 by 10 because you don't need an image this big. Oh no, what's happening? Don't worry, make sure this layer is selected. Command T, hold down Shift, make it smaller. Oops, actually you don't need to hold on Shift because in Photoshop it's reversed, so you don't actually have to hold Shift down. You only gotta hold Shift. Sounds like I'm saying shit. Okay, enter. Now I want to add some cool background. I don't want to just have it a solid color because, you know, that's boring. So I'm gonna go ahead and place a PNG. Oh, cool. Okay, see now again, sometimes you run into these problems. So I want to place something. Could not place the document because the current document has an input only color profile. What does that mean? Doesn't mean we're gonna give up. So you come up to mode and you change the bit to 16. I believe that should do it. Maybe 32? Let me get rid of this layer because it wants to merge them. There we go. See? Solving problems. So I have this right here. This is just something I made in Illustrator. I'm gonna blow it up. It just was exported as a PNG. And I'm just gonna drag it behind. And there we go. there you have it. It's pretty simple once you break it down and when you understand the different tools you can utilize. So now I can go ahead and save this as a PNG or as a, why doesn't this let me do this? Probably because it's 32-bit. Okay, so if we go ahead and let's see, because usually when you go to save it, there's like a ton of different options as far as like file format. So let's do this. So if we just come back to, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to flatten the image, which basically just makes all the layers one, locks it, and kind of almost like compresses it a little bit. Not enough to like mess up and lower the quality, but just to make it easier. That ain't doing it, so let's unflatten it. See, when you run into problems, you can't just give up. You gotta figure out what's going on because there's so many different settings. Okay, we can merge these two. Oh, that's weird. I'm not gonna do that. What if I go ahead and you could always do this too. You could always just come into export as, and then that should give you the option you need. JPEG. Whether it be a JPEG or a PNG, you can export it, excuse me, as either of those, and then it'll save to your desktop or wherever, and you can use it. I'm not really sure why it's not letting me do this, but again, because it's Photoshop and it's incredibly complex. I don't want to get too deep into it. I don't want to like confuse you or anything, but again, if something isn't working, there's other ways to do it. Whether you export it as a JPEG or a PNG, other than saving as, you can still do that. Interesting. Okay. Not worried about it, but there you have it. Pretty simple. So, with all of that being said, hopefully you have more confidence and more of an understanding of how to erase backgrounds, whether it be a photo of you, or a photo of a drawing you do, or a hoodie, or whatever that may be. There you have it. Now, we're going to move on to the next part. I will see you there.